Purdue players remember very fondly.
Exactly, yeah, the Boilermakers, it was their first top 5 win. Ohio State at that time, #2, and they got off to a very fast start, and it's one of those things, Purdue has got off to fast starts. The second half, though, just not quite coming together. We're so glad to have you here this Sunday on Big Ten Plus, as Sheldon brings it in, and Ohio State looks to get things going on the offensive end. Nice job bringing it inside there to Theory, who does an easy job of making the layup, and we're going to see a high press here, it looks like, from the Buckeyes, Charlie.
This is an aggressive team. I like the move to come out strong.
Harper in the corner. She'll send her first 3. And just a bit too much on that. They came out firing against IU. It was a phenomenal game to watch. Both teams going into halftime, averaging nearly 60-70% from the free throw and 3-point margin. Ohio State just holding it at the top. That shot just a little bit too much. The Boilermakers, I think it's a game where they're going to have to slow down. Layden, that shot off the margin. And we've seen a few of those situations where Purdue misses a few shots and really you think they should slow it down, but they seem to keep forcing them in those moments.
Absolutely, and that's something that you have to have the experience and the knowledge to know that you need to slow things down, right? It's very important and hard to do.
Theory takes it in, fires it back out to Taylor. And Taylor will take this one, puts it up, and sinks it with ease. It's a great turnout once again. And good support, it looks like, for Ohio State. Buckeyes set the record for college women's basketball attendance last week against Iowa, and that's a nice steal. And the pass completed, and Theory puts that one down. But over 18,000 people in Columbus for an amazing game. Overtime win against #3 Iowa.
It was a phenomenal game from beginning to end, and they've got great support here today as well, as you mentioned.
Ellis sends that one, and it does everything but go in. Nice job by the freshman Stevenson to clear it up. And on the second time round, an even better one, and gets the first points for the Boilermakers. And just like that, you know, it's not that they just have freshmen on this team starting. They have freshman leadership, I'd say, for this team.
No doubt, that's definitely got to be a conversation piece for this Purdue team.
Theory getting up slowly, but she does get up, and here's Terry firing it out to Ellis. Fakes a shot, drives the line, and too much, but will draw the first foul of the game.
And I like that decision from Ellis, passing up that corner 3, trying to go to the inside. Again, huge height advantage for Ohio State. A lot of times going to get that foul when you're driving in as a smaller player like Ellis.
Well, I think the Boilermakers have gone to the 3 so much in these big games, and so, you know, feinting it out, trying to get more inside the paint. They have good physicality, especially with how Ashley Stevenson is playing, and Layden as well, and Terry. You know, they've got the ability to get inside, and I think we're going to see them maybe do that a bit more today, Charlie.
Oh, I have no doubt about it, and I think that's how Purdue wants to play this game, but the key is you have to pick up the free points at the foul line.
Ellis getting set here. She celebrated her birthday this week. And a free throw. It's been, you know, a great part of her game. The last 2 weeks, I thought maybe slightly quiet, so it was nice to see her come back again and come alive last game against Michigan State. Mikula Shakova, that doesn't fall. A nice job there by the Buckeyes to reset. In the corner, that shot does come in from Green. Doesn't fall, the Boilermakers pick it up. And overall rebounds, these two teams very similar. And it's going to be a situation where the Boilermakers have got to get those rebounds counted. Nice job by Mary Ashley Stevenson to draw the foul. But a team like this, you know, a number 12 ranked team, any good team, you have to make sure that you use those second chances. Don't waste them.
Absolutely, and you need to take second chances away from them. Want to see a little bit better positioning in the rebounding area down low, but I'm also liking going inside, getting a couple early fouls on them as they send Stevenson to the foul line.
First one does fall. And the second one falls. I wonder what that noise was, and then I realised it was a fan's attempt to put her off by making some sort of weird shriek.
I thought maybe like a radiator is going out or something. It was.
I wondered if it was you for a second. That's why I looked over. But it doesn't put Ashley Stevenson off. She gets both of them and now has all Shots coming in there from Taylor. Doesn't fall. Nice job by Stevenson. She's having a phenomenal start to this game, but just needs a bit more support physically. It's going to stay with Ohio State.
So they ended up calling a kicked ball there, JJ. They're letting them get a little bit physical down there.
I think it's one of those situations, you've seen it more this year, you know, physicality has grown. I think it allows the game to develop. Obviously, you want a limit, but actually Stevenson, a great job. Mikhaila Shkova, she posts, does a nice job getting that one to full, and, you know, 6-4. The Croatian is going to be a handful to deal with. Ellis drives inside, fires it back out to Terry, who in turn drives a very open lane and gets that one to full with ease.
And, you know, Terry's not normally a scorer by trade, but if you give her the path, she's going to take it, and you have to constantly account for it.
Detroit, Michigan native. Only Purdue player to get more than 180 assists in 2 seasons. And once again, Mikhaila Shkova gets that one inside and gets the foul. And if it's going to be the game plan for the Buckeyes, we want to send it inside. I guess it's one of those things where you sometimes just have to let her score.
Oh, 100%. And one of the things that kills you about fouling her is she's such a terrific free throw shooter. 87% from the charity stripe from a big player on your team. You'll take that all day long.
Native of Nitra, Slovakia, all Big Ten honorable mention, 23, and, you know, all of last year averaging double figures. So I think when you look at Ohio State, just the depth, most of the starters, grad students, 5th years, seniors, go such a long way when you have that kind of depth. And I think, you know, this is a Boilermaker team that obviously has put on some great performances, but next year and then moving into the year after, it's going to be so exciting to see how things develop. Ellis coming out to 5 seconds to shoot. Zigzags around and just not quite able to get that one to fall. And Harris will bring that one up. Shot coming in there from Sheldon, doesn't quite fall, bit too much on, and so far the Boilermakers actually doing quite a good job outside the line, controlling the Buckeyes.
Yeah, and the Buckeyes taking a lot of early shot clock shots. Purdue trying to make that choice to kind of dwindle down that clock and eat up more time, but turnover there.
We see one of those freshmen that we've spoken about, Rashonda Jones, South Bend, Indiana native, really is a leader. I mean, some of the performances she's put in have been phenomenal. Over 20 points in a few games, and so seeing what she can do here, I thought she had a great game against IU. The Boilermakers, Charlie, really strong first half, but second half just sometimes letting that head drop slightly.
Yeah, and it's got to be a matter of consistency. That is what wins you games in a game of runs.
Harper, the straight one, that doesn't fall either, and picked up by McMahon, sends it up to Sheldon. And Harris just holding it, getting more set here, using a bit more of the shot clock. Now going to go call the foul, so that won't count by McMahon, calling the travel. And we are going to see our first timeout of the game.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Call a foul there.
Did it
sure
go out?
seemed like it should have been, but the foul total for Purdue did not go up.
Double dribble there, and I guess the ball ended up just going out with the physicality there. So the Boilermakers, after all that, will come away with not giving up any points. I guess, like you said, Charlie, they're going to let both teams play very physical. I think let the game develop slightly more.
And I don't hate that. As long as it's coming in even on both sides, you know, let the players play.
Laden into Harper. And Harper looks to go to work. And does draw the foul from Parks there. Parks spent 4 seasons at Michigan State. Brothers Amari and Nova both played, Arashama, both played Division I. Amari, a national champion with Nova. So Harper, the first one, gets that one to fall with ease. And so the Boilermakers just need to keep taking these free throws, because so far the three-pointers, Charlie, not quite falling for them.
No doubt, and when you find yourself in this bonus situation, you know, you want to kind of try to initiate a little bit of contact through this last minute and 50 seconds.
Taylor thought she saw a bit of space, took it in, got it back into Green, and that's going to stay with the Buckeyes.
And I think that was the right call there, just a little bit of a poke. It's a tight one to make, but they made the right one, I believe.
The inbound does come in. Harris out to Taylor. Boilermaker sitting back slightly. Won't want to do that with Sheldon, but she fires it out to Taylor. Nice pass into Harris. Looks to get to work, and that is going to be another foul. It's been a weird one offensively for both teams so far. It's kind of open. It doesn't feel like either team is really taking control. Some of the leaders in terms of scoring that you'd expect to shoot aren't shooting, and it's really been a game inside the paint thus far.
It's really been a very strange one so far. That's a great way to put it, and I see what Ohio State's doing here. They're trying to get to the foul line by going into the middle of that 2-3 zone, letting the collapse come in and produce consistently committing fouls in there.
Harris gets the first one of the pair to fall. And the second one bounces around, but that also goes. The Boilermakers looking to maybe speed things up slightly here. They could use a big shot. Another kick ball there. So it's just been a...
There was no doubt on that one.
Yeah, but it's just been just cohesion on the outside. Not great for either team thus far. The Boilermakers, though, will pick this one back up. Jones against Green. Trying to set the block and didn't quite work, but Bladen gets that one back, gives it to Smith. Smith tries to take it in. Nice job getting that recovered, but maybe surprised herself and wasn't quite able to get that one to fall. So Taylor now brings it back and really just waiting on a three from either side. Nice job there by Jones to intercept that what was heading to Green, and sends it and goes straight into line and one. And that's a big play there by the freshman and something this Boilermaker team needed. Both teams, Charlie, really getting down and just deciding, right, we want to take it into the paint. The first time assessing the situation. I guess they've both seen things that seem to statistically go in favor for them.
Oh, yeah, and Rashunda Jones has such speed, and for me, it's her agility to adjust in the air, be able to finish off the window there. When you have her in the fast break, you've got to push it.
Native of South Bend, Indiana, gets the extra one to fall, and for the first time since we started, it is a tied game. Under a minute to go in this first quarter. Green looking to set something. Taylor inside to box, out to Harris, and a nice job getting a three to finally fall. So surprised we finally saw a three, I forgot what to say.
No kidding. Ohio State only 2 for 8, Purdue 0 for 4 from beyond the arc so far, and the Indiana native, Ricky Harris, got that one to fall.
Under 10 seconds, Jones takes it in, mid-range, gets that one to fall. Nice job, the freshman really leading this so far. Taylor's gonna get one more chance. She sends a deep one, and it hits the front of the rim and doesn't quite fall. So 2019.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
No doubt about it.
Shoemate, nice job getting that one to fall. That was perfect timing.
Yeah, and that had ended a streak. It was easy to get lost in it. Ohio State hadn't scored in 2.5 minutes. And finally able to sink a three there.
Reynolds hands off to Jones. Madison Layden just holding it up. Back into Reynolds. Koshikova, she's on the defensive side. Nice matchup there. Terry outside. And fires it even more outside to Layden, but just not able to get that one to fall. Alice does go down in that. And Terry, I thought it was going to be off her hand, but they're saying it's off of Shoemate, and so the Boilermakers, nice job to kill that offensive play by Ohio State.
And yeah, when you watch that pass tipped out, and they're going to say it did go off of the hand of Ohio State, I think that may have actually been the right call there. Even though Janae Terry, you see her face there, she's wearing it right on her face. She's like, oh, okay. She wasn't thinking that was the way it was going to go.
So Jones against Sheldon. Boilermakers again just looking to try and force it maybe too much inside the paint. It's unlucky there because Ohio State was on the break, but the foul is called, which will stop that.
And that's a foul that you don't want to give up there, JJ. It's just in transition, a little bit of a frustration foul there from Caitlin Harper, and she's going to have to go to the bench now.
Sheldon still hasn't scored, and we'll see if she can do so here. Fires out to the corner to Theory. Theory out to Michaela Shakova, fires it to the weak side to Shoemate. Shoemate drives inside instead of taking the three, and then puts up the mid-range one and does a great job. The three probably was the more open one, the mid-range the harder one, but she gets it to fall.
Hey, either way it goes in, they'll take it.
Deep one from Layden. Her last 3 threes have not quite had enough strength on them. But Ohio State do foul there, and the Boilermakers will keep it. 20 seconds left on the shot clock.
And it looks like Mukila Shova is going to have to go to the bench after picking up her second foul as well.
Boilermakers have time. I think Ellis just realized that and slowed things down slightly. Buckeyes do go for the double team. That opens up Reynolds, but she's not able to open up the three shooting column. Sheldon, the shot comes up, doesn't fall. And now things going end to end. Jones brings it up. Nice job getting through the double team, but not able to get through Sheldon, but Purdue will keep the ball there.
And you're seeing it there. That was a time where Jones should have recognized it was closed off, try to pull it out a little bit. That's a little bit of the freshman experience, right? Trying to figure out what works for you.
We're going against such a phenomenal kind of paint defense, if you like. You get inside, and the Buckeyes do a great job of double teaming and bringing people across to support. And so it's why, you know, although it's been a hard schedule for the Boilermakers, it's a great one. Under 5 seconds to shoot. Reynolds finds herself open and finds herself scoring. Nice job there by number 15.
And again, I like that look from Reynolds. Taking that space where you have it, recognizing the clock's winding down. No better look you're going to get than that.
So under 2 minutes to go now in this first half. And so far it's been toe-to-toe, but I think more because the Buckeyes are just not quite able to get it going offensively. They've looked good defensively. And that is a foul call defensively against the Boilermakers. This place cheered and then jeered there. And a nice job of Parks to get the foul.
Yeah, and the feet weren't set, but once you lower that shoulder in my mind, it really could have gone either way in that restricted areas where you kind of start to see some of those question marks come in. Either way, it's going to Ohio State.
That first one falls and gets this place allowed, but it's those new rules this year. You have to have your feet set, like you said, and so in a situation where, like, you know, you drop the shoulder, it looks, in all the world, it's going to be an offensive foul. If those feet aren't set defensively, it's always really going to go the other way. But only one comes from that. And the Boilermakers will get things going again. But it was a physical play, and these refs happy to let it go, and we'll see how that kind of develops in the second half, Charlie.
It's definitely kind of setting the tone, and you're seeing the teams kind of adjusting, starting to play more with what they're letting them get away with, right? And that's how you have to play the game of basketball.
Jones finds herself with it, sends up that mid-range one, just not quite able to go. The Boilermakers have had a lot of those kind of along the line mid-rangers, and They're all contested and they're all hard shots. Parks looks to take it in. And unlucky not to get that one to fall. And Ellis cleans up and brings it down. Under a minute to go now in this first half. Terry calling to get something going here. And I think the Boilermakers could be a bit quicker if they're going to run a play, run it. I think there's a bit of confusion sometimes on what's going to be ran. Jones takes it inside. That's contested and she is denied. A nice job there by Harris.
And JJ, that's a tough situation from a clock management standpoint. You wanted to get a shot early enough that Ohio State couldn't get the last one a lot of the time, but now Ohio State with a chance for the last shot of the half.
Well, Sheldon still hasn't scored. I'm not sure there's been a half that she hasn't scored in quite a while. Foul's called there though. 5 seconds left to go in this first half, so it's a big moment here because defensively it'd be a huge win for the Boilermakers going into the locker room. Ohio State will obviously want to have the last word as well. Sheldon with the inbound to Parks. Back to Sheldon, tries controlling it. She's denied by Reynolds from behind. And we still have 2 seconds left to go. That probably would have been a great way to end it for the Boilermakers, but Ohio State keeping this half going. 2 seconds. They're trying to make a substitution, and they are going to finally be able to check Theory back in. Shoemate goes out. So Sheldon once again the person to inbound this. Inbound. Nice again by Reynolds. Theory wasn't able to get it up, and the Boilermakers stand strong as they have done.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Ohio State are in a situation where they need to get to work here, so Taylor holds it at the top.
And it's the same thing. When you prove you're one of those top dogs, you put that target on your back, and it's all about how you respond to it when people start gunning for you.
Quick passing from Ohio State. Taylor finds herself open, looks to go inside to Michaela Shakova, and she's going to travel, and that's another big win for the Boilermakers. Ohio State doing a little bit too much in that situation. Surprised Taylor didn't just take the 3 herself. So Madison Layden on the inbound here. Yes, finds it. Great job once again by the Boilermakers, decimating this high press. We've seen Mary Ashley Stevenson starting to warm up as well. Looks like she's got maybe a slight covering on her nose, so that'll be a big boost for the Boilermakers if they can get her in here soon. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ellis looks to take it inside the paint, sends that one high. Terry on the rebound, gets strong, but doesn't quite get it to go. Ohio State, nice job getting that one and switching it around, which, as you can tell, has gone down very well with Purdue fans.
And I just don't think that that was the right call there. It's obviously touched by Ohio State, dribbled out of bounds, and I'm a little surprised no one started a discussion over that amongst the officials. But then again, you know, it's all about what they see and what they call goes.
Sheldon will bring it up. Harris back into the game, gives it back to Sheldon. The man inside to Michaela Shakova. Nice job there. Some moments it's not to step on you, but some moments the Purdue seems to really handle her, and other moments it's just easy points.
She's really done her way of torturing him. 13 points on 5 of 8 shooting from her to this point. I mean, when they're able to find her that little space inside, she is capitalizing way more often than not.
So Terry, 5 seconds on the shot clock, puts the mid-range one up, falls to the right, on the rebound, gets that one to fall. And a great job getting those second attempts going.
And you gotta love it. You don't get it to fall the first time. You track with the ball and you clean it up. plus the ability to finish through the contact. That's part of what makes Janae Terry such a good player. She just has that grit and determination to power through, and she now has a chance to make it in a lead again for Purdue.
Especially when that first shot is quite a poor one. I mean, it came off at a 90-degree angle, just as that first attempt does. Ellis gets the rebound, but that goes off. It looked actually that time, I agree with you more, it went off for an Ohio State player, but once again, the Buckeyes get lucky with it. And you won't see anybody in red complaining.
Yeah, and it seems like that's 2 times in a row there's been those calls down there, maybe just not getting the best angle to be able to see that ball going out.
Yeah, that first one I was less sure of. That second one it did seem more, but we trust in the refs. Now Green bringing it in. Buckeyes could use a 3 really, but Shikova, someone you expect to see inside the paint, sends that one and doesn't get it too full. And the Buckeyes once again able to continue this offensive effort. Someone needs to tell the Boilermakers to stop touching it before it goes out.
It would seem that way.
Ohio State needs some points here. Just settle the ship. You don't want to keep giving the Boilermakers confidence. Close games, they do well. Green, deep 3, sends it down. Nice job by Ohio State. And that's a 3 that's needed.
Green gets her first bucket of the game, and that's what you do. When you keep getting opportunities on offense, you have to convert, and they do.
McKenna Layden has checked in, hands it off to her sister Madison. And Jones against Green. Reynolds blocks, and Jones continues to go, and just not enough on that one. I think sometimes the Boilermakers just need to maybe fire it back outside, Charlie.
Absolutely, or if you're going in, you can't shy away from the contact.
But man, that's a beautiful little play. Steps to the right. Almost a half Euro step and gets it to fall down. And the Buckeyes sitting slightly back. That high post was broken well by Purdue, and so they're just going to set themselves deeper defensively. Purdue slowing things down now, taking the shot clock down. They've done it now a few times, taking it under 10 seconds. They're happy to play in this area. Jones calling for the post. Hands it to Reynolds. McKenna Layden sends it from the wing. And just not able to send it down.
And I see what Purdue's going for. The longer you hold the ball is time that Ohio State doesn't have it. But you have to make sure you're still getting a good look out of it. You can't short yourself.
Terry, nice job defensively, but Green, a better one. Getting that controlled, and McMahon took that one in, but that time Reynolds' feet were set. And so the Boilermakers do come away with the ball. Good job by Reynolds. And we are going to see the return of Mary Ashley Stevenson, and someone you mentioned earlier, Charlie, Swanson, also coming in.
And I really like that move here, JJ, for Purdue. If you take a look at this, you've talked about how important those freshmen are and how they can help you make those steps forward. Starting to bring them back in, and obviously everyone happy to see Mary Ashley Stevenson feeling well enough to go back into the game.
Swanson's first play of the game, not a good one, and she sets up Sheldon's first points of the game. Not quite the assist she would have been looking for to start, but that's a nice pass from Terry. Breaks the high post. Ellis, no look pass to Ashley Stevenson. Gets it controlled, and Swanson sends it, and sends it down.
Well, I'd say that's a way to make up for your mistake there, JJ. Make the errant pass at the beginning of the play, get the bucket at the end. Maybe all even in her teammates' eyes.
Green, she looks to reply. Not able to do so, and the Boilermakers now on the attack once again. They smell blood, and they're going after it. Just to be a shove off there, and just a slightly lazy mistake from Purdue, getting a little bit excited, and you see a quick replay. Nice pass, the no-looker. Great job by Ashley Stevenson. Sends it to a freshman counterpart, and Swanson sends it down. Not a bad shot of the game.
And I'll tell you what, it definitely wasn't the way they chalked it up, but you'll take it.
Kulishikova, nice job from deep there. I mean, what a phenomenal player she is. Able to get inside the paint, but then also be outside and be lethal. McKenna Layden against Sheldon. And gives it to Terry. Swanson, the second three. Not that time. But it is going to stay Boilermaker ball.
And I like that call from the back official. You have the angle to see the hook, right? And that's something that you can call there because you see the hold from the back, and he does, and blows the whistle.
So Terry will be the 1-2 inbound. It Parks will come in. Mikula Shagova will go off. Terry into McKenna Layden. Ashley Stevenson against Parks. Parks physical on defense. But Ashley Stevenson beats that and gets it to fall.
And she's just such a spark for this team. That is what they were missing for 2 quarters, and that's what Katie Gerald is happy to have back on the floor.
You've now got 3 freshmen on the court. Layden, Ashley Stevenson, Swanson. These are names you're going to see in this building for a long time to come. Can they get the job done? Terry at the top. Sheldon, it's a deep 3. What a 3. It went up and it came down like a comet. And that's a huge play by the veteran. And what a moment to come alive. The other veteran for the Boilermakers, though, loses it. But for the Boilermakers, a good thing happens and the quarter ends. And with that, we get a quick replay.
You gotta love it, JJ. JC Sheldon, you know she has the talent. She actually got by the false count by the band. It doesn't matter.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Drives the line into Derry on the other side and gets that one to fall. Nice little quick play.
And that's a huge bucket to get. The difference between a 6 and an 8-point game is massive.
That's a long 3 from Ellis. That falls, and that's just what the Boilermakers need. I mean, really, you know, those momentum things are so key. They need to get this crowd going, and they need to just get the confidence going. Harris tried to silence both of those things and unable to do so, so Layden will bring it back. Coming up to 6 minutes in this game. Ashley Stevenson, nice pressure there by Taylor, and you'd think that's a push-off, and it is.
And I mean, I think there might have been a little bit of a sell there, but you knew that that move was coming. You were running out of time when you were over there in the corner. Purdue needs to do a better job of coming over and helping her when she's stuck in that situation to pass the ball out.
It's just a pointless foul to give away in that moment. C3 here, gives it to Taylor. Taylor against Ellis. McMahon back into Harris. McMahon looked. Taylor to Sheldon. Taylor again. 5 seconds on the shot clock. And players run into each other. But the Buckeyes will keep it with 3-3 left on the shot clock.
And that's got to be something at the very front of your mind if you're Ohio State. You don't have to shoot it immediately. 3 seconds isn't that short, but you can't try to run anything too complicated.
Sheldon will have the inbound quickly into Derry. Back to Sheldon, drives the line. They're going to say she traveled, and the Boilermakers come away with it. 5 points back with 5.5 on the clock.
Yeah, I think just trying to collect that ball down there took a couple of steps after collecting it. Have to make sure you dribble when you try to do that.
So Terry brings it in. The Boilermakers really switched up what they're doing offensively. They've taken it inside the paint a few times, but now the threes have started to fall. I mean, not maybe what you'd expect for them here. They've only had 6 this afternoon. You'd hope a few more if they can. Terry somehow stops that one from going out of bounds. And the foul is called there. I think Ohio State getting slightly unlucky. It really should have gone out of bounds, and Terry just did a great job of keeping it in, and then a poor foul given.
And I mean, it's got to be something you talk about. Even though it didn't result in the turnover, the passing has got to be crisper from Purdue. It's been a little lazy, some of those balls getting lobbed up.
Terry, not a great performance from the free throw line, but That ball
They took the scenic route,
teased her a bit and then finally went down. The second one, though, needs to go down maybe slightly easier, make it a 3-point game. And that is just what happens.
And I like that change coming here, JJ, with Rashonda Jones checking in.
The Buckeyes have, obviously got the issue because inside the paint, the Boilermakers have done a good job of competing with them. And now with Mikola Shakova in foul trouble and out, it just makes the job even easier. So it's going to rely on McMahon. And just like that, she does what she needs to do. 2 points, and she'll have the chance to make it a 3-point play.
And you see it there, Layden, it was on the help side, on the backside. When you actually pressure the ball from behind, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna end up drawing that foul call. Just the encroachment on that space.
The man gets that to full 3-point play. And just like that, it's back up to 6. The Boilermakers need to start thinking about just 1 or 2 stops, but they know how to do it. But the Buckeyes also know how to score. That's nearly a phenomenal defensive play. Harris nearly forced Ellis to the midline, but they are going to call the foul. And interesting choice by the Buckeyes to double team so high up on the court and then to give the foul.
And I mean, that was a blocking foul all day long. As much as you want to stay in front of them, you got to make sure that you're not really limiting them from moving, right? Which is what you saw there.
Great steal by Sheldon. Taylor gets it. She has Sheldon to her right, gives it. Who comes back inside and gets some more points. And that's a veteran play by the veteran. Timeout coming by the Boilermakers. We'll be back with just about 4:30 left on the clock.
And I mean, an 8-point game is such a turning point. With 1 bucket, you can end up being down double digits, or you can end up making this a much closer 2-possession game with a 3 of 5.
But you can just see the frustration from Katie Gerards there. It's such poor mistakes. No need for something like that to happen, especially right at the start of an offensive play.
Moving before you catch it, it'll get you every time. You have to track that thing all the way into your hands.
Sheldon fires it across to the weak side to Harris. And hands it to Taylor. The Boilermakers just sitting back. Once again, Sheldon fires it to Harris, and Harris fires this one and hits the side of the board. And Ellis picks up. Spin move gets her moving into Ohio State territory. Ashley Stevenson inside the paint, gets to work. That's a big play by the freshman.
Really nice move there, like the finish, going in with the offhand, able to get her into double figures with 10.
Sheldon knows she hasn't scored too much. She's commanded so many of these plays, and it just shows in a team like this, who you expect to score isn't always going to be the one to do so. McMahon, mid-range, was always slightly off with that one, and that's going to be a Boilermaker ball, which Harris cannot quite believe.
And as frustrating as that is, you have to make sure that you don't let any of that continue. If you talk too much, you're going to end up potentially getting a technical foul, which you do not need this close of a game.
Jones back to Terry. Boilermakers just assessing what they want to do. They're trying to force it into Harper. They get lucky with it, and Terry gets it back, fires it to the weak side, and it's going to be Ellis from the corner. That one doesn't go. Ashley Stevenson and Harper have themselves a jump ball as they both go for the rebound and don't let go.
I was a little surprised to see that one be a jump ball, because again, it was mostly the 2 Purdue players tied up with it.
The Ohio State players were just trying to figure out why they were both tackling each other, to be honest. Stevenson holds it at the top. Still 20 seconds or so left on the shot clock. And Ellis looked to take in a quick one, but great defensive play from Theory. Terry now gets it inside to Harper. Harper tried to go around the back, but that's a triple team there from Ohio State, and it works very nice.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Really getting both of them will be, I think, a boundary that the Buckeyes will welcome a lot. That's the first of them. And Terry, nice job getting everything that she went there for. So the Boilermakers bring it back up. Both teams shooting well from the field goal point of view. 47% for Ohio State, 42% for the Boilermakers. And the threes just sitting around 30%. Mary Ashley Stevenson gets physical and does draw the foul there. And it's kind of just the same story every time. Charlie, go down, get fouled, see if you can get a free throw and maybe get the rebound off the second one.
And I mean, again, that's one that no one's going to disagree with. Definitely a foul. Got to do a better job of not picking those up as you get closer in this game.
Yeah, been a lot of calls that, you know, could have gone either way, and, you know, fouls playing a very big part in this game. So Ashley Stevenson gets the first one to fall, and the second one is all net as well. This needs to be a stop now, I think, for the Boilermakers. Taylor sets it at the top and calls the play. Crowd starts getting into it. Theory, the three's open. I think Sheldon was calling for her to shoot it, and I'm surprised she didn't. Michaela Shakova's back in, hands it to Sheldon. Two veterans against each other there. The block was a nice one, and the pass was a nice one, but Taylor just not able to get it to fall. And that's going to be Boilermaker ball.
And I'm not sure what the stoppage is here because we didn't have a timeout. It looks like they're going to be looking at something. I'm not 100% sure what they're going to be looking at the table here, Jay.
I think just seeing who...
possession, perhaps?
Yeah, I think it's just who it went off. It was a great, you know, sort of screen by Michaela Shakova, and then a great pass from Sheldon to Taylor. And Taylor, I wondered if there was a foul, honestly. But that's what they're looking at just there. So no foul, it's just who touched it last. And I'm going to say...
So it's not out of this scrum here. It's actually what we're going to want to be looking for is the back of the arm of Reynolds as this ball goes down and continues. Right, does it go off of her elbow is really what you're looking for, and it almost looks like there's a little bit of recoil on the forearm as though it may have gone off of the forearm of Reynolds. Now, again, they're going to have all the camera angles to be able to figure this out from the side, from the back, look at them at the same time and align it up.
And given how long we took on that first incident at the start of the game, you'd think this could be a bit of a lengthy break as well. The Boilermakers are out there trying to get things going, and so are the Buckeyes. The only thing we're missing are the refs, and they're coming as well, and it is going to be Boilermaker ball.
And they are going to stand with that call on the court. We'll take one last look at it. And it almost, it looked like that went off of the elbow of Reynolds, but they didn't see enough to overturn it. Inconclusive. Stays with the call on the floor.
Put it this way, I don't want to make that decision.
No, I don't want to stand out there. I like sitting down over here.
Well, Jones holds it. Terry. 1:13 left to play. What can the Boilermakers do late in this game? Ellis drives around the corner. Sheldon's there the whole time. I'm going to say it's going to stay Boilermaker ball. I thought Sheldon did a phenomenal job stealing it, but that's not the case.
And I think what happened there is when Sheldon knocked it away, the ball just eclipsed the line, just barely out of bounds, and it's going to give Purdue an opportunity.
And now just trying to figure out exactly whose ball that was. The ref's confirming it.
Yeah, I can't envision it's a discussion about shot clock here, right? Because it's possession stays with Purdue, it'd stay the same.
I think that might be what Coach McGuff is asking about. And they are going to go to the replay once again. I think McGuff did a good job of convincing the ref to go back and have a look at be silent now. So 8 seconds. Terry is double teamed, nearly loses it, gets it back. She's against Sheldon, flings it out, and that's a nice stop once again. That time Sheldon gets it and gets it good.
And that's a huge stop right here. Ohio State has a chance to really put this one farther out of reach, and you have to wonder when Purdue will start to foul.
Sheldon. Kuleshova. Taylor drives it. Great job by McMahon on the rebound. 4 seconds left. That's going to go into the crowd, and the Boilermakers will come away with it. 28.2 left on the clock.
The souvenir for a lucky fan there, and McMahon grabbed her 12th rebound. 10 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists for McMahon, who's just played a terrific balanced game and playing a key part in keeping Purdue at an arm's length.
So Madison Layden will bring this one in. Rashonda Jones holds it at the top. The Boilermakers have time, but they don't have too much of it. She drives the line. She calls the foul. Michaela Shakova is shocked, but we are going to hold for a moment because that is her 5th foul.
And you'll see it there. It's just with that right arm. You're turned away. A lot of times that's going to get you the call, and I think there is a little bit of an obstruction of the shot. I think that's the right call there. And it's just a bummer to see a game end for her that was so terrific. 15 points on 6 of 10 shooting.
Yeah, phenomenal effort. Her and McMahon have just absolutely gone to work inside the paint. Phenomenal players and so exciting to watch. But the Boilermakers will be as excited to watch them sit down for now. So Jones has a pair from the charity line. That's a big first one for the freshman. Jones gets both of them. So we're now looking at a 2-point game, and we are going to have a timeout. We'll have the inbound, find Sheldon. They triple team. Harris is completely open. Back to Sheldon. The Boilermakers need to do something, and they finally do foul. And to be honest, in that moment, I'm surprised Harris didn't just take the 3 because it was open, or at least drive the line.
And the thing I didn't understand there is the second you let them inbound the ball on this half of the court, you got to spring on them and foul them immediately. You ended up losing about half of the time that you had to work with there.
Well, exactly.
If you're Purdue.
Especially if you're going to end up fouling 5-10 seconds later. You know, it's just one of those frustrating things. If you're a Boilermaker, sort of, you know, the logic there, but they do foul. They send someone to the line who is a phenomenal free throw shooter, but hasn't been shooting a whole lot this afternoon. Gets the first one to fall, does Tracy Sheldon. And I would expect her to make both of them.
And if she can, it's going to put this one in a real hard place.
So they're going to take another quick timeout. We'll just keep it here. This needs to be a quick one. I assume Ellis is someone they'd want to find. They don't know. Madison Layden out to Terry. She does a good job of securing that long 3. That's always falling away. And 10.7 seconds left. And looks like we're going to call another timeout. Sheldon moves quickly. And a quick foul coming in from Ellis. I mean, she looks shocked, but I don't think anyone else is.
I like that move by Ellis there. You go in with the opportunity to knock that ball loose, and if you pick up the foul, you get the outcome you were going for anyway.
It's just a shame, you know, just as you said, when they didn't foul quicker, you know, you'd have another 10 seconds left on the board. And now you're only playing with 10 seconds. Madison Layden and Reynolds coming in now. In theory, be the 1-2 shoot. 12 points this game. Make it 13. But as this game, you know, moves away from the Boilermakers, I think there's a lot of positives that you can take for them. But, you know, also the Buckeyes, all right, it's not a game you would have wanted to play, but any game that's close that you come away with is such a huge thing. And so We'll see what the Boilermakers can do here right at the end. Terry calling for someone. She gets it out to Ellis. She fires it. That does fall. With 6:6 left to go. And a quick foul coming in there by Jones. So we're now at a 3-point game.
And this here, JJ, is these free throws are incredibly important. The difference, and there's no more timeouts. No one can advance the ball. No one can move the ball in any way like that. And if you make one of these, you really put it farther away.
So that one misses, and that does change the situation ever so slightly. Terry and Ellis just talking, and Taylor does need to make this one. It goes up, she misses, McMahon dives for it, and Jones comes away with it. 3 seconds left to go. Ellis fires it up, she had more time, and that doesn't fall, and she almost had another second there maybe to get one more pass up, but the Buckeyes escape from West Lafayette. 71-68 the final score.